Hey guys, so today I am going to be doing a review on this All Might McFarlane Toys figure. I've already done one of Kirishima and a Bakugo Katsuki. I keep forgetting Katsuki Bakugo. Um say it however you want, but going with Bakugo. Okay, so basically, this figure is actually a gift from my brother. Most of the figures that are McFarlane Toys figures will be gifts from my brother because a while ago I bought him a lightning figure from Final Fantasy. It was over $100. It was almost $200, but he did have the money to spend on it during that time, but it was like a good deal that time, so he wanted it. So I said, you know what, I'll get it for you. And he said he'll pay me back in buying these figures. And these figures are really cheap to get for anime Japanese figures. So if you love My Hero Academia and you want to collect these are actually cheaper than other figures I have seen. A lot of Japanese anime figures, to be honest, are around $100 to $200, and they're super unaffordable, but these are only $30. My brother bought it from EB Games. I'm gonna ask him for the link so I can put it down in the description box below if you want to buy it. Yeah, if you're looking to buy it on other websites, I would say try checking Amazon. I don't know about Amazon.ca because I looked at the Canadian Amazon because I live in Canada. Turns out I couldn't find this variant of All Might. There's one where he has like the younger version, which is like the blue and red, which is like the picture here. But that wasn't the one that I wanted. I wanted like the more mature version, which was him in like his red costume. So this is the one that my brother got me. I saw it on EB Games. Um, it's really nice. And if you're looking at price ranges, I would say from Amazon to EB Games and other websites, these toys should be sold around 30 to 45-ish dollars. If you see them being sold for any more than that, I believe that person might be making more profit depending on what vendor you're going to. If it's sold more than $50, that person probably is making a larger profit if you buy from them. So just be wary, different things. For fakes, I haven't searched up fakes for these figures, but definitely do your research if you want to, because there's a lot of fakes for anime figures, to be honest. So if the deal seems too good to be true, I would say maybe don't go for it. If it's like under $30, maybe it's not good. So yeah, it all depends on like what vendor you're buying from and stuff like that. This one is the Silver Age. Apparently it's a comic book thing where there's like different ages. I'm not like too into comics. Like I haven't read comics that much, so I'm not really sure the differences between the agings, because the guy who actually created My Hero Academia, I think he named the different aging, like maturing process of like the heroes. So this one is the Silver Age. It's a more mature All Might compared. This is more like when he's like kind of a father figure, to be honest. So that's why I wanted him. So yeah, I personally would like a skinny All Might because it's just me, because I think he's super cute in that form. Like he's like this skinny dad. He's so cute. But yeah. Anyways, my camera doesn't really go all the way up here, but let's see. So the top looks like this. They got all the characters. This is My Hero Academia. It's got a nice picture of All Might here. It says ages 12 plus. And this is actually like pretty young of an age that I've seen for like figures, but a lot of it, like the quality of these figures so far, I've been so happy because there's parts of it where it's like kind of softest, like a soft plastic, so actually it won't like break if it falls, or like if the child, or if like if you give it to a kid and they kind of try to bend it, in ways it shouldn't, it won't break. And I really am like appreciative of like the use of different types of plastic they use on their figures for these. So it's really nice. On the side it says All Might. It's officially Funimation licensed too, which is cool. You may be able to find this on Funimation, like their website. They probably are selling these figures too. Some stuff that I wanted from Funimation, I couldn't find it on their website, so I think like it got sold out and then they didn't make it again, so it completely depends. There's always on the back, they show you some of the characters that are available. There's Shigaraki, Bakugo, and Deku. I still have yet to get Deku and Shoto Todoroki, so waiting for those. And there's 22 moving parts on each figure, and there's 7-inch action figures, which is like a standard size for action figures, I will say. So if you're like posing with different brands of action figures and they're all 7-inch, because that's typically a standard size according to my brother's knowledge of action figures, because he collects more than me. He said that's a good standard size, so all your figures will fit together normally side by side. And here's the price. My brother bought this from EB Games. It got shipped, so yeah, it just got shipped there. You can get it shipped to your house. However, they're using Purolator, which isn't really a great company for carriers. They have this tendency to leave a note at the door, so if you don't have time to go to their place and show them the note and pick it up, I do suggest maybe getting it dropped off at EB Games and going to pick it up at EB Games instead if you're ordering from there. But if you're ordering from Amazon, you have no worries because they just use the carriers that are from their company and it's fine. Definitely look at like different options. That's why my brother bought Bakugo from Amazon, because the stores weren't open yet for EB Games during the time because it was still quarantine time. So he ended up buying Bakugo from Amazon and getting it shipped directly to the house, so that way we don't have to worry about Purolator leaving a note, because for some reason they needed, like during quarantine time, they needed verbal consent, so they ended up like verbal confirmation, so they ended up not leaving the item, so they just throw the note, and it's kind of annoying because you have to go all the way to their industrial place to go pick it up, and sometimes you don't have time. So yeah, me and my brother don't drive, so that's the thing, like it's not the greatest thing. So here it is. I like the backdrop. So Kirishima's, again, I don't know, maybe he was like one of the newer, like one of the, it's kind of weird that he would be one of the first few figures that they made, but basically Kirishima, the stand came plastic wrapped in here, and basically you would peel the plastic and the plastic would be stuck to the cardboard and you can ruin it. So I ended up like peeling it halfway so that way it doesn't ruin the background in case I want it this way. But there's a nice My Hero Academia and it's painted nicely. I like how they did these ones because the stand is just taped to the back instead of the cardboard. So again, this one has a glossy base that says My Hero Academia. It's pretty shiny. Kirishima's was dull. I don't know why there's a difference because I thought all your figures would like the same, like they would look nice with the same type of base, but I don't really care much because it's all black color anyways, and it's not the main focus, but I do like the detail, My Hero Academia, and they all have like one peg only. The stands aren't that strong, I would say, in terms of depending on how you're posing your character, sometimes they fall off. So I didn't open this one ahead of time like the other ones. So there's an eye tag, so you can just cut it off. For Bakugo and Kirishima, it was way closer to them, so you have to be careful when cutting. For All Might, it seems like it's a bit farther away from him because his belt, so it's okay. I'm not going to break him. So, just going to squish him out of the packaging. Oh, and they taped his feet here. So, it's a nice touch. I guess it's so he doesn't just slip out. Pretty nice. Some of these are hard to get out. I know Kirishima was harder to get out, and then for Bakugo, some of his joints were a bit loose, so it varies on like what figure, like not the character, but like it just varies based on like how each figure was manufactured. Some of them are gonna have looser parts and some of them are gonna be tighter. Kirishima was like really hard to pose the first time, so yeah. So the first time I opened Kirishima, because he was tight in the packaging, I was kind of afraid. Because I was like, I don't know how hard I can pull on a figure. But they can kind of take quite a bit of like abuse. So it's fine. Because they're made for ages 12 plus. So that's nice. The cape is detachable from what I'm seeing right now. And they come with two different hands. So the hands he has on are fists, and then they come with these. The hands are painted well. They are a bit dark. Some of them have, his skin is a bit dark in this overall figure, I would say. Ooh, the tape. But yeah. I can tell the joints are kind of looser than Kirishima's, so it's less scary. I guess I'll show the figure first and then get to the cape later on. So here is All Might. So this is kind of a little bit bendable. So the hair is really nicely sculpted. I like the face. He's just smiling. His classic look. Yeah, I like how the face is how the hair is textured, and it's kind of a darker blonde. To be honest, the show kind of shows it like brighter color, but darker blonde is like a little bit more realistic, to be honest. So I do like the shading of it. It's not bad. Here's a little black scratch mark on his nose. This is fine. It's kind of hard to see. But yeah, the hair is kind of like a flexible plastic, so if it falls, it's not gonna break. It can take some abuse at least. It's like this extra piece of plastic here too. Ooh, little defects. Okay, it's fine. Some of the McFarlane toys do have little defects. If you're able to pick them up in stores, I would say it is better because you get to look. My Bakugo came with an issue where he was missing a grenade on his belt, and the grenades are not detachable. They're just there. So someone in the manufacturer, like the warehouse, did not stick on a grenade. So that's okay. It's like a minor detail, but it still kind of bothers me. So, how his arm moves, can move up like this, can move up and down. That's how far it goes. And then you can twist that part of his shoulder and then this part as well. So his bicep. And then you can bend his arm like so. You can only bend it forward, which is realistic because you can't bend your elbow the other way, which is good. For his figure, the joints are kind of more noticeable in other areas compared to the smaller figures. I guess it's just because he's chunkier, so you're gonna see like these parts more. And then you can move his fist around, all the way around, basically. The paint job is a bit messy on this one, but I guess it varies from which figure you're getting. I guess they just gave me one with a little bit of a messy paint job, but I'm not too picky on it. Like, it's fine. It could have been worse, to be honest. Same thing with his other arm. You can move it up and down. You can move his arms back like so, all the way around. So you can rotate it. And then this part, turning. It's a little bit tight on this arm, but that's fine. And the elbow, like so. And then the fist. His fists kind of have some dark areas, which they didn't paint that well, but it's okay. Again, sometimes their figures have minor issues, so just keep in mind when you're buying, maybe if you see these in person, it might be better so you can pinpoint what looks nice and what looks good. The only thing is you can't see the back from the packaging, so that's kind of the difference. So for his leg, you can move it upwards like so. It moves pretty high, which is good for action poses. And it goes sideways too, like this. The only thing is you can see the gaps because the way the figure is made. That's fine. You can't really move his leg back too much because the way his butt is sculpted is a bit in the way. I found this with Kirishima and I think Bakugo was slightly having that problem too, but it's the way they sculpted the butts. It wasn't like some sort of, because some figures have some sort of flap for the butt, so that way it can kind of move, but this one can't, so kind of just stuck there, which is not ideal for like posing, like doing a lot of poses, but it's still okay. He has some range. His knee moves like so. Can move pretty high like this. I like the overall sculpting of the muscles, and like even on the muscles on the thighs are really nice too. And then you got the foot, so you can move it around like that much, I guess. But yeah, and you can move it forward and back. And then I do like this part. I remember my brother kind of complaining about this part, but I do like it because you can move. I don't know if you can move these ones that much. Yeah, so you can move these upwards. So when they're standing, it looks like they're stepping, which is really nice. I like those. My brother didn't really like those because he was like, why can you do that? Because sometimes if it's too loose, like this one feels a bit tight compared to Bakugo's and Kirishima's, but if it's too loose, it's kind of bad because then the toe area keeps moving around, but it's fine. It adds some realism into it, so the motion is good. I do, like I said, the joints here are a bit noticeable, like his ankle joints. They're not really hidden. I think his joint is kind of messed up here. Hang on. What's going on? I'm so confused what happened to his foot. Okay, I got it. It seems like it's better. So the back looks like this. There's a little bit of scuff marks here. I'm sensing I got one that's got a little bit of a not a good paint job, but it's okay. There's a lot of But yeah, there's that. If you don't like it, I'm pretty sure you can complain to like where you're ordering from, and I'm okay with it. Like, I don't think I'll bother. It was $30 anyways. Like, for me, it's fine as long as like it's only minor. I like his belt too, like the design. So his cape is actually the soft plastic, like the rubbery plastic that I was talking about. This one is like one of the most flexible ones that they have out of all of them. And so there's a peg. You can just stick it right there. Because his cape doesn't really attach any other way, because it's not like a cape that attaches on the front of his neck like so. So they needed to have like a peg for it to make sense. So yeah, here's the figure. Overall, it's really nice. The design is really pretty for like the muscle sculpting and everything. The paint job could be a little bit better, but it varies from figure to figure. If you're buying from McFarlane's, definitely if you can buy these in person, it would be better so you can see the like the paint job and stuff like that. But overall, it's a really pretty figure. For $30, I would say it is worth it. Again, there's like some detailing issues, but it's not too bad, so don't have to worry that much. If anything, like if it's missing something like my Bakugo was, I'm pretty sure you can complain to like the sellers that you buy from. Like I'm pretty sure if I bought from EB Games, I could complain and say you gave me a figure with defects. But yeah, this one overall, it's just a slight bad paint job, but it's really nice. And I like how the cape is. The cape doesn't really restrain him as much as, because Kirishima has like this skirt thing, cloth thing, that kind of restrains him because it just stuck to his belt. But for like, All Might, it's okay. I'll show you guys how to remove the arms, the hands. You basically just pull it out like so. These ones are a bit looser. Kirishima's was like tight, so I was scared. And you basically just push it in. And yeah, there it is. So you can switch out both hands if you want to. I'll probably keep them both as fists, to be honest. But yeah, and you just peg it into here. Depending on what pose, this base isn't really that strong. I did try to do a pose with Kirishima, and then Kirishima started falling back, and then I had to move his legs. He kind of looks like he's stumbling back now, but he actually stands better. All Might's a bit back heavy though, so I don't know. He's a bit top heavy, so I will say there may be issues with All Might. Hang on. Let me see if I can get him to stand so that way. I don't want you to fall, boy. I guess that's how he's gonna stand for now. But yeah, so that's my review of the All Might figure. Definitely, I'll leave the link in the description box below for where I purchased him. I got him on EB Games, where my brother purchased him actually for me. But I got him off of EB Games, so definitely you can go check it out. If you want to see the other figures that I collected, they're in my figures playlist, so go check it out as well. And I'm hoping that I take pictures and post them on my social media, but for now I haven't posted the ones that I took pictures of because I was so focused on like the artwork and stuff that I was doing for my channel. So hopefully I get around to taking some nice photos and then post it on there. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it helps you look at and I hope it's a good review of the figure. I am still slightly new to reviewing figures, so sorry if I missed out on certain things, but I tried my best. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this figure. Bye!